Oregon.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, children of all wages, the children of all wages of all kind. I don't know if you heard the countdown, but I'm cranky. Just a little bit. I will get over it because obviously this show features some good news considering the USC game. Mr. Pibb is back, by the way. Our country is back, huh? Our society is back. We got Pibb. That's the good stuff. Okay. Many things to go over today and many things to discuss. And we will start to arrogant infrastructure. Would you like many viewers? Let's make you pop. Yeah, you're a bot. I can tell already. I don't need bots invading my space right now because I'm cranky. But many things go in today. We will start, obviously, with the USC Oregon recap. And about an hour ago, right before I was going to start this show, I found myself being blessed with a refresh poll from the ranks of the YouTube page that somehow Ducks versus Them is already out on a Monday of all days. And with that being said, we are going to go over Ducks versus Them. Usually, at earliest, it's on Tuesdays. But then at latest, it's on Wednesdays. I think Penn State one was on a Thursday because it was a really long one, very involved editing and things like that. And it was a bye week. But today we were blessed with a Monday night release of Ducks versus Them. So last minute change in the rundown. We're going to start with the reaction to that because once again, I haven't seen it yet. I'm watching the Ducks versus Them live and in living color for this very occasion. So without further ado, I'm going to make, not my interlude video, but make myself small. There's Kick, the issue that's making me cranky, because it never works. And I tried the difference in making it work that they told me to do to change it, but it's not working still. So I apologize. I will not be streaming on Kick for the foreseeable future until I get that figured out. Okay. But that's not what we're here to discuss. We're here to discuss Ducks versus Them. So without further ado, I'm going to unmute this track here, and we are going to jump right into it. All my settings changed too on when I reopen this page. When I reopen
I want you guys to look around this room. This is our team. I haven't talked about it a bunch this week.
My streaming
software. Think about the guys that have built this area. I've always told you this is whose team. It's your team. It's a player-led team. And you owe it to the guys that are standing up right now to give them a little bit more. Everybody understand that in this room? Right, the guys that are standing up, they're putting blood, sweat, and tears into this program. You owe it to them. I promise you, I'm going to give you guys standing up my all this game. This is a DNA game. LA ain't the same as Eugene. You guys picked this place because you made the choice. What do you want? You want the bright lights, right? Or you want football? You want connection.
There we go. Sorry.
You want sacrifice. You want toughness. What'd you pick? You picked this place because you already have a mindset. You have something in your head that said, I know this place will prepare me for what I want to be able to do. This is where that shows up. It ain't about them. It's about us. But every cut, every punch, every round matters. Your DNA traits are going to be what separates you. That connection in this room, the opportunity to be exactly where you want to be. Your best is better. We have some guys that have been at that place. They know what the difference is. They can tell you, right? They've told us throughout the week. Do they have talent? Yes. Right? Do they have good scheme? Yes. Right? But ultimately, the way we play and what we do is the separator. The way you guys work in today's practice is a separator.
And guys, this game does carry a little bit of extra weight, and you talk about building a program and the values of being a man of war. All the seniors that will be celebrated. That's a big part of the culture that Dan Lanning has now built here. And this is a group, like all that have come before them, that have helped shape the program to be able to play in big games like this. There is some history between these two teams.
There is.
Oregon, USC, call it a West Coast showcase, whatever you want to call it.
That's why I called it a rivalry a little bit, because it kind of built a rivalry over the years.
But all their knows, they can't keep your name out their mouth. All they doing is talking about you, and they're talking about all this that used to happen. That don't happen no more. Oregon is the one that sets the standard. All this is just talk. We're gonna show them with our what? Our play. Coach Stein said at the beginning of the week, it's about us. Because of the work that you've done. So don't tell me what you did in 1999. It's 2025. Everybody understand that? Round by round, composure, laser focus, win your one-on-one matchup. Seniors,
Mayor Alexander is locked in.
For you. It's a DNA game, connection, toughness, growth, sacrifice. It shows up right here. And in this fight, as they get a little bit tired, we say one more round. After we hit a big play, we say one more round, right? After they start to bleed, we say one more round. Really simple. For the seniors in this room, you get an opportunity to lay it on the line. They're living off their history. Matt Leinart, he ain't walking through there. Reggie Bush ain't gonna show up. But I'll tell you who he is. Dante Moore's gonna show up. Bryce Betcher gonna show up. Poncho gonna show up. Blake Perch is gonna show up. We got the warriors necessary to go walk out there and deliver.
Woo!
Understand something. Why are you wearing black? You're going to a Trojan funeral.
Oh, that is some heat, Lanning. That is some heat, coach. That is some heat. Resting on their laurels.
The Oregon's entrance to Autzen Stadium to Buck on the Harley, and here they come. I think we're sufficiently geared up in Eugene. The Trojans of USC, number 15 in the country, and the 7th.
There have been some great games over the years in Austin between Oregon and USC. Just phenomenal.
What an exciting place to play a football game.
Absolutely.
Gee, feels great.
And it is Fox Craters, 6'6".
This was what West Coast football, Pac-12 football back in the day was all about.
9:33 remaining first quarter.
This game was exciting just to have it back.
Dante, and he's going to throw. Pressure comes on the blitz. Hits it. Benson got a big opener. 40 inside of USC 40-yard line to the 36. Made the first man miss. Jeremiah McClellan. Yards after catch. One-on-one. Me versus you, and he beat him.
Going again, man.
Here's that pitch going left. Davison, nice room. He's got inside of the 5 to the 3. Touchdown. Jordan Davison. Make a miss. Don't arm tackle me. I'll run right through you.
What a nice answer by Oregon's offense to go right down the field and answer USC's touchdown.
Next round right now. That's one round right now. That's one round.
It's okay if they threw the first punch. You got to throw the last one.
Let's see if this Oregon defense can put some pressure on it.
Drops to throw off his back foot. Fourth down.
That would have been, that was almost a nice one-handed catch.
And forced this throw.
Instead of probably putting full effort on making that two-handed catch, he would have had yards.
The Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Coronas Grasu on
Hello-D.
Marcus Mariota there during the timeout.
We got the Heisman winner.
Hello-D Nada and Marcus Mariota.
Being honored here today going into the Oregon Hall of Fame.
Gotta love
Just
it.
about everybody that's played quarterback the last few years for Oregon has ended up at least on a trip to New York. Dante Moore at the controls right now. On a crossing route, Jamari Johnson, and he blasts his way for a first down. And we've got a duck down. Lalaulu, the center, being helped off the field. So Charlie Pickard now is going to take the spot.
Look, this is the thing that Coach Lanning always preaches. Next man up.
Let's talk a little bit more about the psychological disposition of your program.
It plays back into what we said to our team before the season even started.
Thank God we didn't let the game day curse develop.
You don't want to wait for your opportunity. You want to be ready for it. And we got a bunch of guys across the board. Next man up. Let's go attack. And when that moment's come, they've attacked. They've been unbelievable. Here we go. Let's go. Let's go, man. We're your brother. Here we go, Chuck.
You know, senior day. So step up. It's Charlie's job now. Throw to the end zone. Touchdown.
When I watched the original footage of it with the crazy shadow and stuff that was with Dotson at that moment, I thought Sadiq dropped it. And then he ran away with the ball in his hands. I was like, oh, he didn't drop it.
Throw the ball toward the end zone, and it is caught. Overtime at 14.
Fun game so far.
Man, honestly,
Hudson Stadium.
I love having Samoans and
Let's have some fun.
Polynesians and Hawaiians on the teams, man. Ever since Elodie Nada.
On both sides of the ball, we get to the sideline. It's just like I got back in my corner in the boxing ring. I got back in my corner, reassess what I need to do. Let's throw a jab.
Such great
I'm not
players
concerned
for
about the juice.
Oregon.
I think our players are going to have unbelievable juice. What I'm concerned about is the breaths in between plays, about the reset, right? About the refocus.
There's going to be juice. I'm not worried about the juice. I'm worried about the execution.
Right.
I just want to see him go out in the field and do exactly what we asked him to do in practice. We do that, the rest takes care of itself. Clinical, laser focus to do your job play after play. There will be highs, there will be lows. Very first being this season.
Keep emotions in check. That didn't really work.
Bad things that happen. I promise you that will show up in this game. The question is, how will you react? All right, so his nickname was Gentleman Jim. Right, and what was the separator? He always talked about fighting one more round. He knew that his mental was going to outweigh their mental. Who's your alter ego in this game? Gentleman Jim. Malik, who's your alter ego? Freaky League. Right, we're tapping into our alter ego. Gentleman Jim. Who's your alter ego that's going to go fight one more round this week? Again, I don't think they emphasize special teams like we do. Right, so that's got to be a separator for us. Opportunity to put the field. All right, here we go. Reset. Reset.
Freaky League showed up on this play.
Sideline 50, sideline 40 the other way.
God.
He might go, he will go the way. Touchdown, Malik Benson, 84
God,
yards.
he's had such a redemption arc. I love it. I love the Malik Benson story this year. Just phenomenal work.
Watch what this takeaway does on this series, man. Can we get this takeaway?
Snapping back the throw. Looking way downfield, and it is intercepted! Omineo with a pick!
Next round. Great overlap by Izzy there. Great overlap. Nice rush now.
Don't make me shock you.
In this first half, and Oregon up 21-14.
Moore, the throw for it, and completes it.
Oh my
Guess
gosh,
who?
Jesus.
Malik Benson.
Hold on the Trojan. Hold on the Trojan, Bryce. Hold on the Trojan. We get on like a 2-1. Be ready for it. Let's talk about my favorite call on offense. Y'all like counter this week? Yeah, me too. Right, positive run from Bucky Irving right there.
Redemption.
Like this picture? Hell yeah.
Here's a
Worried about him dropping passes, and he rarely does.
He's going to take some Trojans with him at the 1 yard line.
Trojan in. Trojan. Sure, my Bryce. Tell him. Tell him why. Make sure he's set. Right, short chopping forward.
So Bryce Betcher, Amari Washington, the heavy packet. Bear Alexander is in the ball game.
That was
What's
awesome.
going on here? Bryce Betcher?
All right, Bryce, who's your alter ego? Big Betch. You don't want to see Big Betch when he comes out. Big Betch is the guy that's going to step on the
It's a
field
little
today.
corny, but we'll allow it.
On the ball.
Oh, no doubt. Touchdown, Bryce Betcher. Bryce Betcher, the Golden Glover, the great linebacker, South Eugene High School quarterback.
And on senior day, local boy makes good.
Let's go. Huge stop right now, man. Huge stop off right now. Huge stop off right now.
Well, Duck fans are going to do their job getting loud. See what Oregon's defense has really risen to the occasion.
Tatum again, man.
It'll be third down and goal from the 10-yard line. 35 seconds remaining.
Fires end zone incomplete. Broken up by Brandon Finney.
28-yard try.
Had an off day, but that was a big play. We'll get into that. Two doinks in a row. Luckily that Sappington one didn't count.
Oregon at home with a 2-touchdown advantage at halftime.
All right, we didn't come here for just a half, fellas. I'm really proud of what we're doing so far, but we came here for the whole thing. Everybody, for a second, just take a minute. Close your eyes. I want you to picture the composure that you're going to have right now in this moment as you step out of the field. I'm talking about coaches, I'm talking about players. I want you to picture the calmness that you're going to operate with getting to the next rep, the next moment. Open your eyes, man. We got a mission in front of us right now. Let's own this thing as we
Those
step
black
out here. Here we
wings
go.
are just clean. They really are.
This is a huge one for USC. 4th down and 10. Mayava fires, intercepted, picked off by Jaden Kennedy.
Kennedy had himself a day too.
Second interception of the day suffered by Mayava.
Right to him.
Great pick by Kennedy.
If he jumped that route just like a second earlier, that would have been a pick 6, easy.
I expect them to be loaded box. Yeah, we throw it in the end zone.
On 3rd down and 2. Sadiq motions out to the right. Snap back to throw. Deep end zone.
Jeez, an absolute dog.
Touchdown! Kenyon Sadiq. Don't need 2. Sadiq, give me 6. Wow. 28 yards.
Superman
On 3rd and 2, by the way.
Everybody reset next round. Reset next round.
Fight one more round. When your feet are so tired that you have to shuffle back to the center of the ring,
I didn't
fight
hear
one
no
more
bell.
round. When your nose is bleeding and your eyes are black, fight one more round. This game will be decided by who's willing to fight one more round. Who's willing to fight for their teammate? Who's willing to do their 111?
Oh, man, you had it.
Ducks right now, they are entering some championship round fights in these last 11 minutes.
No doubt, we're in the final round.
Dante on 3rd and 5, back to throw. Little blitz comes. Here's the throw outside to Benson, and you make the grab. He
Great
did.
throw, great
First
catch.
down at the 46 of Oregon. It is Sadiq. A nice block. Hurdles a man and goes out of bounds.
Gotta get his one hurdle a game.
Look at that
God.
athlete play. Could be on the track team, but he's a little too big.
Oh my gosh. I wish I was the first.
Yeah, what an effective drive. 10 plays so far, and they've taken over 6 minutes of clock time on it. USC with a lot of guys in the box here to defend the run. And here's the give. Went into up the middle, gets through anyway. Scores easily. Wow, what a great job at the line of scrimmage by these guys. 42-27. The difference in the game is Oregon can run the ball. Good block that time by Fox. Crater inside. Charlie Pickard, the backups are making plays for Oregon.
That's a DNA drive right there, offense. Yep. It's a DNA drive.
Waiting until the visiting team. Game is we're saying you guys are going to win the game.
Do not give Oregon a victory because they haven't got it yet. You got to play defense now.
Come on, D. Right now, man. Right now, D.
So 2:28 remaining. 42-27. 4th down and 10. USC with the ball at the Oregon 26-yard line.
If they don't pick up this 4th down, they might never touch the ball again.
Snap, back to throw. Looks middle, throws. It is incomplete. It's Oregon's football, and it is Oregon's game with 2:24 to remain.
Bye. Bye.
Hell yeah. That's you. Hell yeah. That's you. The best disruptive defensive line in the
What
country.
a win for this Oregon football team. Yes, 42-27 before a sold-out Onset Stadium. It was electric here today. Oregon 10-1. The sun sinks slowly in the west. The chances for a playoff football for USC sinking with that sun.
Man, I love y'all. Hey, you know what else I love? I love those seniors, man. some other dudes today, right? And they came in and they performed. And right now, I feel like we could go one more round, but we don't need to. We don't need to. Realize what you got going on right now is really special, right? Let's not spoil that. Let's not take it for granted. You are blessed every opportunity you get to wear the jersey you wear. Think about all the people that you represent, not just Oregon, all the people in your hometown, all the people in your family.
All right, phenomenal work. Once again, Scott Anderson and the boys. Let's go ahead and hide this here and get back to work. All right. So that was Ducks versus them. Great stuff. Great work, fellas. And now we will get to the game recap. MVPs of that game. We got Kenyon Sadiq, best tight end in the country. I cannot belabor this point enough. The dude, someone said on Twitter that he looks like an action figure, and that is absolutely the 100% truth. The dude is got like 0% body fat, and he's athletic as shit. There is no way, no reason for a guy like that to be that athletic, and he's a tight end. Just an incredible player. I think he had the most receiving yards in the game, and obviously was responsible for two touchdowns, if I remember correctly. Just best tight end in the country, no question at all. Not one bit. There's nobody in this country that comes close to him, and I'm hoping we can at least keep him for another year, because give it another year or two, and he really is putting up numbers. And luckily, Will Stein has gone back to the game plan of getting him more touches, the touches that he probably deserves. And it's paying off in a big way, aside from the games that he missed when he was injured. And especially when guys like DeCorian Moore are injured. So let's get to that. We got Kenyon Sadiq, probably the MVP of the game. Dante Moore had a pretty good showing. He did have that bad pick. Let me go ahead and pause that. Sorry. He did have that one bad pick in a moment that on that drive, Oregon really could have put away that game. But overall, he played very well. And sorry, I don't know why this time of night, this time of day, my upstairs neighbor, I don't know what they do. I don't know if they throw bowling balls like at the ceiling and let it just fall on the floor and go crazy. Then it makes my dog go crazy. I don't know. But there's a crazy pounding noise. I can't believe that I'm being that loud, that they're knocking on it to tell me to be quiet. They're certainly being much less quiet than me. I'm trying not to be cranky. But, all right, Dante Moore had a better game, had a bad pick. But, again, I am much more willing to have my quarterback throw more picks if the bounce back is that dot to Kenyon Sadiq to keep it moving. I want my quarterback to take risks and get that ball down the field. That works very well. Now, if you're throwing 5 picks in a game, sure, that is a problem. But if it's 1, maybe even 2, you let that stat slide. Especially if he shows up in the moments of the game where it's game on the line, you put together a drive that wins the game, then those picks don't really mean anything. Jamari Johnson, the backup to Kenyon Sadiq, is sort of coming into his own now. I'm sure he's getting a little bit more playing time because of the receiver issues that Oregon is having currently in terms of injuries. But he's had a good few games. He's had some really key plays for the Ducks in pretty big moments. And he's playing very well too. So even when Sadiq is out, there's still a threat on the tight end level. The receivers are very, very depleted right now. DeCorian Moore's out, Gary Bryant Jr.'s out, but these guys are stepping up big time. McClellan's having some good catches and some yak on stuff. He's making big plays and big catches. And again, just like I said during Ducks versus them, Malik Benson has just come into his own this year at Oregon. Even during the spring game, the things that a lot of us fans were worried about were drops. He doesn't drop it very often, and he's made some big catches and big plays. That punt return for a touchdown, not even being one of them, just even on offense, he has come into his own this year and has been a big get for us in the transfer portal. And he's sort of being that sort of veteran leader, I think, in the wide receiver room now that, Evan Stewart remains out of commission for now. I personally obviously think Evan Stewart should just medically redshirt this year if it's possible and try to come back next year. I don't see a reason to burn his redshirt capabilities just to play a few games at this point, the end of the season, the regular season even. Because even if you go all the way in the playoffs, to burn your red shirt just to play those games, even during, if Oregon was somehow to pull a magical season out of their ass and finish off the playoffs and win the national championship in the sense that they play 4 to 5 games to burn Stewart's red shirt, I don't really think that's worth it. But that is if he's able to red shirt. If not, then yeah, he's going to try to get on the field as fast as possible. But McClellan stepping up, Jamari Johnson, Kenyon Sadiq, Malik Benson, they're all stepping up. Justice Lowe is back. He's kind of like Noah Whittington last year in the sense that I'm sure he's got to get his sea legs under him a little bit to really get going. And speaking of Noah Whittington, I'd like to say congratulations to him. Apparently last week he got engaged to his fiance on his son's first birthday. So that is pretty awesome. What a moment. Family being built in Oregon, not just a great player. And this year, last year, he struggled a little bit, obviously coming back from a major injury that took him out the season prior to last year, basically the whole season. Again, he spent a good half of last year just getting his sea legs under him when he returned, because he also, I think, missed a few games at the beginning of last season. He started at the beginning, but it just took him a few games to get going last year. This year, all the pieces are coming together now, and he's just been a beast in the running back room. And with the running back room that Oregon has right now on the roster, the fact that he's still the every down back it's showing. And I think also that competition with Davison and De'Aaron Hill, I think, has elevated his game to an incredible level that we haven't really seen yet, even though he played well when he was in tandem with Bucky Irving. And last year he had some good stuff going for him too, in tandem with Jordan James. But he has come back from injury last year and then this year, built on that and really proven that he's legit. And it just then makes it even better when you're able to give him a breather or two, putting in Davison and De'Aaron Hill, who also had some great runs too, great touchdown runs. I am so impressed with Davison and De'Aaron Hill, both, in the fact that they are so patient, waiting for their blocks and finding the seams but not for as young as they are too, where they think they have to go super duper duper fast to catch up with the speed of D1 versus high school, that a lot of times these guys hit their gaps too early, miss the gaps because their brain is going faster than their body. But these guys have that control to sit and wait for the play to develop and hit those gaps, make guys miss, run them over, pop some pads. They are just they have patience, shiftiness, speed, and power. Like, that is just, it is a rare find to find a running back that has total package like that, and it's even more rare to find two or have three if you're going to count Whittington, which, you know, he might not be as shifty necessarily as Davison, even, who everyone kind of thought, oh, he's too fat and slow, but that's obviously not the case. And just an all-around impressive performance from them. It's just the embarrassment of riches, and the running back room just keeps getting better. And then it's not just them, though, because they are behind the big fellas, the big boys in the offensive line. And Poncho goes down early in the game, and Charlie Pickard comes in, and they don't miss a step on the O-line. That is incredible because, again, the center is the quarterback of the offensive line. He's the one calling out protections, you know, moving blocking assignments and stuff in tandem with the quarterback based on how they read the defense. And there was no added pressure on Dante Moore after Poncho goes out and Pickard comes in. There was no lapse in the running game. Everything went smoothly as possible, and that is the depth that Dan Lanning discusses when he talks about having depth. Because over the course of the season, and Oregon in particular, you're going to get banged up. Oregon is banged up. Their injury report right now looks like a CVS receipt. It is long. It is a long document right now, full of people that are out for season, out for the game, questionable, all sorts of things. So it is big to have guys that can come in and you don't miss a step, whether on offense or defense, when your starter goes down. So another tip of the cap to Charlie Pickard, and I can't remember his name. It's Fox. Was it Fox Chidlin, something like that? I just saw his name in writing earlier today. I heard the name a little bit during the broadcast of the game, but sort of in passing. I think he replaced, I don't know, Harkey, somebody else, I think, who was a little banged up on the O-line. Didn't miss a step with him either. He played really well. Apparently, Oregon got him from under the rug of Alabama, so he is going to be a future key piece for Oregon, I think, in the coming years. So that is a good sign that even now he's able to come in and play up to a high level of game, and his youth and inexperience in terms of playing on the field in a game scenario doesn't fluster him too much that he plays not great. So that is a good sign considering who we have coming so far in the next recruiting class as well on the O-line. Luckily, I don't think we're going to have to build the O-line in the transfer portal as much anymore. As discussed earlier in the offseason, just before season's beginning, I said you're going to see a dip in transfer portal gets at Oregon now that the recruiting classes that Dan Lanning has been getting is building up into a full roster. Roster building is the hardest part of being a head coach. It is so difficult. That is the one thing I know I would absolutely suck at, is obviously game planning and coaching in the game and stuff like that is difficult, but building a roster, man, that is just such hard work, and it is the most important part of that work. We've seen that in past years on the team, that the roster is everything. It's like the blood in your body. It's the lifeblood. It's what gives you life and the ability to be conscious and living. That is recruiting, and that is building your roster. So as time goes on with guys like Lanning, who are great recruiters, they have built their roster in the way they see it, with the depth that they want to see, with the buy-in of the vision they have. And so the transfer portal won't be relied on so much versus other teams that have gone with the game plan of building through the portal. And we haven't really seen all the potential downfalls of building in the portal, maybe Florida State so far, but that is a good place to be in, where you're just like, well, maybe we need a couple key positions here and a couple depth pieces at these positions here. We'll get those in the portal, but other than that, we're good. We're just going to keep recruiting and building your roster. I feel like that cuts your job in half, because now not only are you recruiting out of high school, you're recruiting all of college. JUCO, D1 at all levels, D2, D3, FCS, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, the choices are endless in the transfer portal, and there's a lot more margin for error, I believe, than just trying to recruit straight out of high school. So that is and of course, that can't be understated, the coaching of Alik Terry on the offensive line. That is coaching right there. What happened with the offensive line on Saturday? Defense played pretty well. This game was sort of not only in matchup terms, Pac-12 classic, but as the game sort of turned out, it was a Pac-12 it was a nice nostalgic trip down memory lane of the Pac-12. Now, last episode, I discussed not necessarily taking the over on the points. Looks like I was a little wrong there, but that's why I'm not a gambling man. This wasn't necessarily a shootout, but it kind of was. I mean, 42-27, there, it's like in the middle. You know, it's not like a 56-55 game where you could say that is a straight up shootout, but it also isn't like a 21-10 or 21-17 game where it was a defensive battle, things like that. It's kind of in the middle. There were spurts of a shootout and then another of like a defensive battle. So it was a nice homage to the old Pac-12 though between these two teams. Bear Alexander, again, he's the Malik Benson of the defense. He's coming into his own in a big way and is just getting better as this season progresses. His attitude in terms of, I think, how he sees life, he's probably way less depressed and frustrated. He seems to be in a good headspace. He's loving everything that's going on at Oregon. He seems very bought in. And this was sort of a game for him where he can sort of prove himself that it's where I was, not who I am. In the sense of, I had good reason to leave USC. And he proved such. And he also proved such in other games, but obviously this was the game because it was his former team. He played super well. Tatum, again, he's in the middle of a breakout season. He played well. And Mateo, again, was starting to wreak havoc. This is what I was saying last episode, where his role is different this year. With most of the teams this year, he was... And again, with the way he was training in the offseason, it was get better at stopping the run, because he's a phenomenal pass rusher. But obviously, Oregon's defense and their issues stopping the run last year was a lot due to him outside of linebackers not really being the linebacking core not being super epic at stopping the run last year either. A lot of teams ran to Mateo's side because he was just go, 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 rush, 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 pass rush, get around the edge, get after the quarterback. And they were sort of getting away with doing that with pass-heavy teams, obviously, and he was wreaking havoc that way, especially when he had guys like Harmon and Birch, to his left. Or right, I guess, left or right. I think he moves every on each side. But when you have those guys in the middle, you can get away with it a little more. But then there were spots where you couldn't. And so this year, his role changed and his approach changed where I'm going to stop the run first, then the pass. Versus last year where it was pass first, then the run. And it's paying off. This game, though, because it's USC and they have Maava and the receivers that they do, Oregon probably game plan around a more pass-heavy attack. And so, again, it's, all right, go after him, Mateo. Let's do this. Especially now that we got guys like Washington and Bear Alexander that can clog up the middle. We can still play the run well enough because they also didn't give up on the run that game. They played very well. I don't know the stats. I don't really care too much about the stats. All I know is they held them to about 60 yards, definitely under 100 yards. And so Mateo got himself a strip sack. He didn't really tackle him. He kind of just hit the ball out of his arms, almost got a fumble recovery, forced a fumble on a big play. They started getting a little bit more pressure on Maava. I would have liked to see more pressure on him because that is the way that you beat a team like USC with that game plan is you got to pressure Maava. When Maava couldn't make plays, it was because he was getting pressured. That was just the bottom line. When you had all day to throw, that was when problems were caused. Outside of, obviously, that prairie through at the end when he was being pressured. That was sort of the outlier, not the average. So Mateo had a great game. Obviously, Bear and Washington and the likes had a great game too. He had a lot of hype coming in to Oregon and stepping on campus, and he is proving that hype to be a thing. He's only really been in, 2 plays in the last 2 games, and every single one he's gotten a QB pressure. Nasir Wyatt, he's going to be huge for us on the linebacking core in the future. I am so stoked to see how he's playing and how his future looks very bright in that way. Let's get on to the secondary, which I think was the sloppiest part of the game. Overall, the game was still very sloppy, and when you're beat up and you're not even playing all your starters and you're playing sloppy and you still win by 15, there's still a lot of good and positives that you can pull from that, because you're like, wow, we didn't even play our A game and we beat USC. So it's like, it wasn't a win is a win moment because I think outside of the first drive, Oregon did have the game in pretty good control for most of the game once they took control of the game. It was Oregon's game to lose, but and there were moments. There were certainly moments. It was not a stress-free game. That's for damn sure. So the secondary struggled today on Saturday. Thieneman missed some coverages. For him, it's like in terms of coverages and run stopping, all that kind of thing. It seems like it's not a coin flip, but it seems like it's a very epic, great play or a really bad read and a play on his part. And again, he's pretty much the oldest member of the secondary. He's a second-year sophomore. So there is a margin of error here that we're dealing with, and these are sort of the growing pains that I was sort of expecting to see earlier in the season, even with other teams that you think, oh, we should be dominating this team, but we're giving up, these types of things. Number 1 pass defense in the country. I found that out like a couple weeks ago. Again, I'm not a stat watcher. I'm a game watcher. And it's pretty rare that a team that a secondary that young is responsible for a number 1 pass defense in the country. Now we're probably not number 1 pass defense now, but to play that clean of football for that long, what can you say about having a bad game? Like, in past games, they had some moments, a play or two where it's like, you got him. You got me on that one type of thing. And they were still the number 1 pass defense in the country. And top tier at least, if not number 1. So that just goes to show how talented these guys are. So the thing to keep in mind, though, is that you're going to have these types of games. They're going to happen. And it's incredible that this type of game happened in November. And if you can still get a win with having those types of games, that's even better. And you can't let that draw you into complacency. Say, oh, we can get away with this, but it certainly is a nice safety net to be like, okay, we played bad, we won still, so the damage wasn't too great that we can't overcome. So now let's use this as a moment to reset and build forward that way. And look, you're going to get this type of stuff with guys that you're playing against on the other side. I mean, there's no denying that USC's receivers are elite. They are top tier, big, physical, giant catch radius, basketball player receivers. And so you're not going to play perfect against them. So, because here's the thing, Thieneman made some big plays as well on that. So it's like, what can you really do? The secondary still got 2 picks on a bad game. Like, come on. Like, that's all, like you can't keep that complaint going too much, but sometimes that's just the way it is. And I'm going to take a quick pee break, and then we are going to get back into talking about the secondary, because there's more to come, or more to discuss about this relatively briefly before we move on to the next thing. So,
hey, go get him. Go punch him in the mouth, don't play one, okay? Go get him out, get it right. Hey, if you can't do, you can't do, 1, 2. Yeah.
Right? Remember that feeling last season, these past 3 weeks. All right, let's go. We love you.
She is a 2-year member